Hello, this is Mr. Hornby 83 with another Mr. Hornby 83. I guess you can call it Toy Talk slash Topic. And today, like I said, and I hyped this as big news video, which it kind of is, or a big video, which it kind of is. But today I'm going to be showcasing my son's figure belt collection. He's got a ton of them. And he's got more than this, but they're Jakks mixed in with some Mattel. And right now I'm just going to do the Mattel only stuff because I'll save a lot of the Jakk stuff. I'll save the Jakk belts for another time. I've been promising this video for a while. But, alright, let's get started with all these belts. And I'll tell you, there's a ton. Up here you got the WWE World Tag Team Championships. These are network logo versions. I think it came with the last Elite Stardust they came out with. Thank God they changed it on Raw and SmackDown because these freaking belts really suck. But as figure belts, they look pretty nice as figure belts. I think they're a pretty neat touch. Mattel really did a good job on them. Strap is really good and thick for like when you have it on Big E and all that. Like I said, these are my least favorites of the belts that we all got up here. But, that's nice. Well, let me see what this is. Oh, one of the two new versions of the network logo WWE Championship belt. Now, hopefully they keep the belt this way. I don't know if this is the one I had on AJ or if the other one is. But hopefully they keep the belt this way for SmackDown because I don't really feel like trying to hunt down that freaking blue version of this because it's tough in this area because our Toys R Us and that doesn't get stock on time half the freaking time. Our Walmart and that don't get stock half the time either. We're usually stuck with stuff that came out toward the end of last year, early that year. But, it's just a wacky one. Alright, what's next to this? Oh, yeah. Block logo version of the WWE United States title. Now, I was a fan of the WCW US title when it was in WCW, but I have to say, as much as I love that, this one looks way better. I like the flag to it. I like the little statues of liberties in the side plate, and there's actually supposed to be 5 side plates on it, but there's only 4, which is a problem Mattel has with, except for a few belts, but really nice. I did just recently get my son the network logo version of the belt, which is somewhere around here. Do you see it, Sheila?
I have no clue.
Might be up here with me. Nope, that's European. Shoot. Oh well, I'll show that one off when I get to it, whenever I find it. But yeah, it's a pretty nice belt. It's one of my favorite belts currently, along with the Intercontinental title. Now, unfortunately, haven't found the Dolph Ziggler too much around here with the network logo version of this, because that's the good version. This version is good, but that's like even better than that one. And I like the straps, but see, the problem with the Mattel figures, what they're doing, they, instead of, because if you look at it in real life, the belts that are collared, they're collared in the front. And they got the black part on the back, but that's something that I guess it's just easier for Mattel to do it that way because it's really messing up the table. But better do it that way. I think this is a network, yeah. Now see, just recently got that with the Walmart Rusev. Looks just like the other one, but with the block logo, with the network logo. I don't know if I said that word. Alright, next up I want to show one. Now I was trying not to put too many custom builds on here. I did put a couple on here, first off. And I went looking for it earlier today, but couldn't find it. Me and my wife took the old version of the WWE Network logo championship and made it a universal title. But see, what we did, we didn't do it the way Mattel did. We just made the front part red, back part black, because it's more accurate that way. My wife did the paint job on it, so she gets all the credit for that one. But and the reason why I got this on here is because my son, he's got 3 versions of the Attitude Era belt, but he needs one more version, which I found today. I was going to get him, but I wasn't for sure, because, wasn't for sure if I'd get it, because I had to make sure we had enough for it, but I couldn't get a hold of it. But yeah, I want to get that one for him, so that we could take, take the plates off and paint the strap blue like it is, like it's, put right here. It does look, I think it looks about the same size as the Defining Moment Stone Cold one. That's around here somewhere. But that's the Defining, I think this is it. It's the same size as this, because this one I think was a little too small. This one's bigger. And as you can see, measure them side by side. Pretty much the Defining Moment one is. One thing was, I didn't see it with the Vince McMahon figure. Oops, I got the wrong one. This is actually the other one. This one's the. But the only problem was, I figured they did it for this. They didn't do it for. You could get it close up on the side, please. Right there, you see they got the little McMahon crest thing, which was a little added detail. They didn't have it on the one that's with Vince McMahon, but it is about the same size as this one. This one's like bigger than this one. I got confused because I guess I put them in wrong order, but yeah, this one's a little bit bigger. And my favorite version of the championship is this. And the other one I put up here to make sure. Oh, this one got nicked up because I was changing some belts. Here's the other one, which is this one. And at the time I got this belt was still rare, but it was getting ready to come out with the Defining Moments one. So this one was like $50. It was ridiculous. Got it off of eBay because I couldn't find it nowhere else. And, the flea market usually gives me good deals on certain things, but they were charging the same price eBay was. I said, screw it. First I was going to get it, and at first it tagged me, said, it was like 15 something, or 13 something after, I don't know, like 29 after the frickin' shipping and handling or whatever. It ended up being $50. I'm like, what?
That was in pounds, Michael. You got it from England.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's probably why, because I misread it, because it was in England, but I'm not buying nothing from England again. Alright, next up, let's get with the $2 million championships. And like with the Attitude Era belts, I'm not very fond. I like the Jakks versions better than the Mattel versions, just like with the Attitude Era belts, because I think Jakks made the $1 million belt a lot better than what they did. Now, yeah, the strap's good and all that. It's nice and shiny, but it's rubber and all that. And I see people who do reviews. I've seen people that reviewed when the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, which this one right here, when it first came out with Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar, were griping because this was freaking rubber. But yet I don't hear one complaint about this being rubber. It's not accurate, just like I don't hear, I'm the only one that pretty much complains about the freaking Mattel Attitude Era belts, and like I said, they did rectify it with the Defining Moments one, and it looks like the new Vince McMahon one. But it really irritates me that I see all these YouTubers who do wrestling figure reviews and claim to be fans of the old school and all that, but yet then they don't complain about what the $1 million belt is and all what the $1 million belt's freaking like and all that. It's like, what? I don't know. I guess double standards, it don't matter to, I don't know. I guess they get bedazzled by the shininess. Alright, next up, this came with Kevin Owens figure, which my father-in-law bought for my son James. NXT title. This belt really looks nice, but again, I think it's a bit smaller than it looks on TV. But I don't know. I guess
Well, obviously it's smaller, Michael. It's for a toy.
I know. I'm talking about because there's ways to scale the bigger belts, not to be like super gigantic like on. Well,
Okay, okay.
people know what I'm talking about when I mean it looks a bit smaller than the TV version. But yeah, this is a nice belt. Now, the reason why I got Kevin Owens one because we luckily found it at GameStop. My bad. We found this at GameStop luckily and got it for him because he didn't have the NXT title. And I think we just got that around Christmas time for him, so I don't know. Alright, now next up, I'm going to go with the Undisputed titles. All 4 of them. Alright, where was the other one? Right here. Alright, and as you can see, actually Mattel, really, I think they're really good with this. So for they could have made this a little bit shinier, but that's the size that the Undisputed title looked through most of the time with, throughout its run in WWE. This was Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, and Rock held this one. Undertaker held it for the Vengeance pay-per-view where Rock won it from him. Rock held it till SummerSlam. Brock, I think, held it for a few weeks and then got him down to this size. Got the one that size. And one of these is pretty scratched up because, we got his figured belts on the highest shelf in the house. And sometimes when he gets overexcited, he'll jump around and sometimes his figures fall and it's like the belts are on him and they get scratched up. Or if I'm changing belts for certain figures and like one figure's freaking loopy legged or whatever, like the freaking Great American Bash Sting, it freaking tilts, it falls and then knocks the rest of them over and nicks up the belt. That's how this Attitude Era belt got. Okay, Sean, I'm trying to explain things. Alright, this, next up, let's do the oval-shaped Intercontinental titles first. Alright, this is the one that came with the ringside exclusive Rock. This is another one I have a problem with because this one, I'll explain why I don't have a problem with it on this, but why I have a problem with it on that. Because originally, the part where the nameplate is said champion. And then you had the WWF and all that. But they just freaking did it the same way that the current one was before they got rid of it and brought this one back. But this one's one that got nicked up yesterday too. But it's just Mattel. I guess I'm the only one that looks at some of the little things with this. I guess I'm more of a nitpicky person than most. This one I don't have a problem with it, other than the fact that it's dull. Because they come with I think an Elite 16 or 17 or something, Ezekiel Jackson. Now see, this one should have the nameplate because when they brung it back after the Attitude Era, during the Ruthless Aggression Era, it had the nameplate in that. This one didn't. And they did it with the one that came with the Rock and Farouk Nation of Domination 2-pack, which hoping to get that for my son soon too. But I mean, it's just, see, Mattel does so great on these belts, especially a lot better with Jack, especially with the collar and the size. But I've just pointed out 3 different titles that I've had an issue with them not doing right. Alright, now let's do the classic IC belts, which has got 3. That's tag belts. I think this is, that's the Razor remote. No, that's Razor remote, and then he's got one more in here.
It's right in front of you.
Yeah. Now, and I gotta point out something too. A lot of people think this is completely the same design, and in a way it is to this one, but here's the thing. This one's plate's a little bit bigger. You know, you got the block logo and all that. The plate's a little bit bigger, but the reason why is this one's a little more curved than I think this one was. It's kind of like with the WWE World Heavyweight Title, and I'm not talking about these ones, but I'm talking about the big gold ones. But this to me is the definitive version of the Intercontinental title. Now I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, we like the version, you know, the oval version." I've heard a lot of people say that, but this to me is the best version. Just like when I think of Intercontinental title, this version of the title resonates to me. Just like with when people think about the WWE Championship, this version resonates with people. But I really like this. I think this one. Alright, let me see. This one came with the Mr. Perfect figure. I think it was like Legends Series 3 or 4. This one I bought from eBay, which was from the Ultimate Warrior, because I couldn't find the cheap version of the Warrior figure that came with this belt. So I just bought the belt off of eBay. And this one came with the Defining Moments Razor Ramon, which was, I think, one of the best Defining Moments figures they had did in a while, prior to all the other stuff. Oh, golly, so many freaking belts. Alright, now let's get to, since I just showed them off, the Winged Eagle WWE Championships, which he's got a bunch of them. Alright, where to? I know, I'm trying my best to go through these as fast as I can. Alright, so he has another blue globe around here somewhere. But these are the first versions of the when they tried to make the Winged Eagle belt. And they made it a lot better than Jakks. Jakks made it overly big. It wasn't the natural size that the Winged Eagle title was. And that was a problem with Jakks, which I'll talk about when I eventually do that figure belt video. But like I've said before, this is one of my favorite versions of the Mattel figures that Mattel has done because they did it accurately. Now, at first they didn't because they had the black globes and crap, and then they started making the blue globe ones because they're like, oh yeah, we messed up. They had blue globes, not black. Now, I think there was a couple times where the globe on it was a different color back in the day, but it wasn't too often. So, you know, that's the Winged Eagle belts. Alright, let's get to my least favorite version of the WWE Championship, because I really, really, really hate that version. But I will have a complaint about it that also irritates me. Like, find the other freaking spinning belt. I should have put them all together. Alright, another spinning belt.
Show one, Michael.
Alright, the WWE John Cena spinner belt. Yeah, it spins. Now, I hate this belt. Always hated it since it came out. I didn't like that it spinned. I did like it a little bit better when they kept the logo still, but I got an issue with this belt because every version, I think they did the Rated R Superstar belt that was a spinning, and they also got, and this also spins, but they never had any of these spin, which makes no sense to me, because when the belt first came out, and a number of these belts have come with John Cena figures, and not one of them has spinned, period. So I don't get that. I mean, I know that it was at the time when they had the logo sitting still, but still. If you're going to make the spinner belt, at least make it spin. I know I hate the belt, but I'm sure a lot of kids and, you know, other collectors who don't got sense in their head or whatnot freaking love that belt. But, yeah. That's all I'm going to say about that belt for now. Alright, next up I'm going to talk about the World Heavyweight Championships. And yeah, my son's got a bunch of these because, you know, they came out with a lot of them. But these are really good. These are the actual WWE version of the belt. Only problem is when they sell WCW figures, which I don't get, they make the belts the WWE version, which I don't like that. they should make a WCW version. And I've talked about how the Flex Force belt is about the size of the WCW belt, and you can see it's way bigger than the than this version right here. Alright, well, and I don't get why Mattel, just doesn't take this design, make this for the WCW version of the World Heavyweight title, because it's bigger. It's not much bigger, but the WCW version is a little bit bigger than the WWE version of this belt. I think that's what they should do. Just take this version, use the same strap and everything, or, because the WCW version strap is thicker, this one's thinner, and do it that way. And that wraps up. This is going to have to be a two-parter, but that wraps up my